through 75 counties and hundreds of investigations, from the most violent crimes to petty infractions. This is Arkansas Crime Watch with Kevin Kelly.
30-year-old Whitney Turner Tyson, the woman you see here, now facing a capital murder charge in the death of a 2-year-old child who was reportedly dropped from a moving car on Interstate 30. Good evening and thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch on Fox16.com. I'm Kevin Kelly. The incident taking place just before 9 a.m. on September 15th. Roughly 5 hours earlier, 2 other children were found dead on Highway 67. Our Claire Kreitz brings us up to speed on what happened in both of those cases.
That's just devastating.
3 children found dead on Arkansas state highways in just hours. At 4:07 a.m., state troopers were called to U.S. Highway 67 south of the Jackson and Craighead County lines. There they found 2 children, 10-year-old Michael Rogers III and his sister, 3-year-old Princess Joshlyn Logan. In this press release, state police say Rogers and Logan were apparently struck by a semi-truck. The driver was not injured. About 5 hours later, state police were called to another accident involving a child, this one in Saline County on Interstate 30.
All I could see was lights and police cars, and I seen a couple ambulances and then a fire truck.
Virginia Murr works at a motel just off the interstate and was outside when she saw all the commotion.
You see so many wrecks, you just assume it's a wreck.
State police say a child had been dropped from a moving vehicle along the westbound lanes. When Murr heard that child was just 2 years old.
Oh, bless. Oh, my goodness.
She was lost for words.
I can't even imagine a child being dead at 2 right there. I don't understand it.
State police have yet to say what the relationship is between Tyson and the baby, but I can tell you she's being held without bond and that a review hearing is set for November. As for the other accident on US 67, police say no arrests have been made yet, nor has an explanation been given as to why the 2 children were on the interstate at 4 in the morning. Arkansas State Police also investigating a shooting on I-30 in southwest Little Rock that sent 1 woman to the hospital. It happened September 13th near the Baseline Road overpass. ASP telling us they got out there at around 2:30 that morning after reports of gunfire. A woman was treated for injuries caused from debris after her car was shot. She was treated and later released from a hospital. At this time, no suspect information has been given. Little Rock police are investigating a shooting that happened this past Monday on Rodney Parham. Detectives say the victim, 20-year-old Jazaria Cranford, along with 2 others, had just left the Valero gas station on 12th Street in Rodney Parham. When they drove under the 630 bridge, they say a black SUV pulled up next to them and someone opened fire, hitting Cranford in the chest. She then drove to the Kroger on Rodney Parham for help. Officers found her inside the store laying on the ground near the checkout area.
Luckily, people at Kroger were able to call police and she was able to get medical attention. We're grateful for the medical attention she has. A very serious injury, shot in the chest.
Cranford was taken to UAMS and was in serious condition when she arrived. So far, no arrests have been made. In Union County, a mother and her teen daughter are finally back home after being shot 4 weeks ago. Edwina Howard and her daughter were both shot by the mother's ex-boyfriend. Howard was shot 10 times, her daughter 3 times. This all happening inside their home. Howard's ex was arrested days after the shooting in Louisiana and says she had just broken up with him a week prior to being shot.
I was shot twice in my eye, twice in my neck, 1 in my abdomen, twice in the right shoulder, 1 in right here in my chest area, and the rest are in this arm, in my left arm.
The suspect, Lavelle Gavan Jr., is now facing multiple charges, including attempted capital murder. Caught on camera, the aftermath following a police pursuit that ended when the suspect crashed his car at Baseline in Geyer Springs. This all unfolded Wednesday night at around 6 o'clock. Officers responded to a call about shots being fired from a black Dodge Charger at an apartment building along the 9,000 block of Oxer Road. When they arrived, they located that suspect's car and attempted a traffic stop, but the suspect took off and the pursuit began. It lasted about 2 miles when the suspect crashed at the intersection of Baseline and Geyer Springs. We're told 2 people were injured, one of them an officer who suffered lacerations to their hand. The other involved a suspect who injured their foot. 3 people were arrested. However, after questioning 2 of them were released. But the driver of the getaway car, 37-year-old Lewis Cooney, well, he was booked into the Pulaski County Jail and now faces a slew of charges, including possession of a firearm, battery in the 2nd degree, 2 counts of fleeing, and leaving the scene of an accident with injury. He's currently being held on no bond. In tonight's crime report, people who live along Broadway in downtown Little Rock frustrated and concerned after hundreds of cars packed the streets doing donuts, burnouts, and drag racing this past weekend. Our Claire Kreitz has a reaction from those who live on the streets as well as police.
From early evening to early morning, people in this Little Rock neighborhood heard this just outside their front door.
Go all the way until 3, 4 in the morning. I bet there was probably 150, 200 cars out here.
Greg Henderson says he's seeing more and more cars speeding down Broadway and doing donuts in the intersections.
People running red lights, people, backing up traffic and stuff. It just creates a bad situation.
It's a problem, he says, is spinning out of control.
And it's gotten especially worse, and it's been picking up steam, and more and more people getting out here, blocking up the side streets and along Broadway as well.
Little Rock police say they've noticed more cars putting the pedal to the metal since the pandemic started.
A huge influx from not only Little Rock and Little Rock area, but from outside all over the state, basically coming here for these big car events.
Lieutenant Casey Clark says they've had up to 50 officers working to put these kinds of activities to a screeching halt. But as they've dispersed these groups from other areas, they are steering into residential neighborhoods like these.
And what we're doing is trying to formulate additional plans to how we're going to directly, subdue those individuals, either charge them with offenses or just get them to stop. That's our main issue. Henderson
says he doesn't want it to get to the point where LRPD is blocking off streets or writing tickets.
We just want to see them moving them along to an area where it's safe. But a residential neighborhood's not that.
Lieutenant Clark says the first priority is trying to keep everyone safe, but the reckless driving, street racing, and drifting has to stop. LRPD is now working on plans to eliminate these kinds of activities. We begin tonight's Crime Tracker report in Hot Springs, where police make an arrest in connection to a shooting last weekend, but another suspect is still being sought. Scotty White was arrested September 13th and charged with battery, possession of a firearm, and domestic battery. Police say he got into an argument with a man on Grand Avenue and shot him several times. The man was listed in serious condition. Meanwhile, police are still searching for the other suspect, Tony Collins. If by chance you know where he is, call police. Police in Fayetteville investigating a number of cars set on fire in a span of 24 hours. The fires erupted earlier this week, and all of them are now being investigated as possible arson. Police say at least 9 cars were torched between the hours of 4 a.m. and midnight. Most of the vehicles burned were parked along East Cants Street, but 2 others were found charred not far away. Again, police are investigating this as arson. So far, no arrests have been made. Fort Smith police are searching for 3 suspects after a man is found dead. Police say they responded to North 32nd Street earlier this week and found Daniel Alexander Ahumanda dead from an apparent gunshot wound. Police later identified Christopher Stoll as a potential suspect in connection to the shooting. Now, he should be considered armed and dangerous, according to authorities. Luis Jameson and Samantha Navrat are also wanted for questioning. Anyone with information is asked to call the Fort Smith Police Department. And in Dardanelle, police arrested a man after discovering him riding around town on a stolen bike. Jeffrey Young, the man you see here, was taken into custody this past Wednesday. Officers say the bike that he was on belonged to a 13-year-old boy. After Young was booked into the jail, officers were able to track down the teenager and returned the bike to them. Tonight's Smug of the Week goes to Paul Anthony Hefner. He was arrested September 14th and charged with terroristic threatening, first degree, and breaking or entering a building or structure. No bond was set. As we leave you, here's a look at Arkansas's Most Wanted. We want to remind you all of the suspects you've seen tonight are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Remember, if you have any information on any of these cases we talked about tonight, you're asked to call your local police department. Thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch. I'm Kevin Kelly. Be smart, be safe, and if you see something, say something. I'll see you tomorrow night on Fox 16 News at 5:30 and 9.